You ready?
I know.
Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for August 16th, 2021 is now in session. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Merrill, President of the Board this year. Commissioner Lewis is not with us today, Vice President, and to my right is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton. Our County Administrator, Mike Fromer, and the Deputy Administrator, Don Houston, is here, as our clerks. Let's proceed.
Resolution number 21-738, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held August 12th, 2021.
So moved.
I second it. Questions? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-738. Mrs. Lewis is absent. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today, so that brings us to item number 3, resolution number 21-739, in the matter of approving purchase orders and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0813.
So moved.
I second it. Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-739. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-740, in the matter of accepting for consideration an amendment to the petition for the Evans number 354 watershed drainage improvement petition.
So moved.
I second it. Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-740. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-741, in the matter of celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Alpha Group.
So moved.
And I second it, and I believe we have representatives from the Alpha Group here today.
We just wanted to say thank you very much, and we appreciate you
Introduce
guys.
yourself. for the
Oh,
record.
sorry.
Yep.
I'm Liz Owens. I'm the CEO of the Alpha Group. We just want to take this opportunity to say thank you very much, and we appreciate you recognizing our organization and celebrating 50 years. It was actually in 2020, but with everything that was going on, we're celebrating this year, so thank you.
Thank you. I have the resolution here, which I will read, let me read it, then we'll open up for any comments. Whereas the Alpha Group was incorporated in 1970 by its principal officers in the city of Delaware and Delaware County, and was known as the Alpha Group of Delaware, Inc., and whereas the County of Delaware is proud to celebrate the Alpha Group as it celebrates its 50th anniversary, and whereas the County of Delaware recognizes that the Alpha Group has always operated in accordance with the rules, regulations, and standards as set forth by the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities, the U.S. Department of Labor, and applicable sections of the Ohio Revised Code. And whereas for 50 years the Alpha Group has built a solid reputation for implementing new services, provide quality supports for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, such that their road to success begins at Alpha. And whereas throughout the past 50 years, the Alpha Group has had a remarkable impact on Delaware County through its commitment to providing opportunities to individuals with disabilities through employment, training, care, transportation, and community integrated activities. Therefore, be it resolved that the Delaware County Commissioners recognize the essential work of the Alpha Group and the important contributions that they and the individuals they serve make to the quality of life in Delaware County. And be it further resolved that the Delaware County Commissioners salute the Alpha Group for the past 50 years of service and look forward to the next 50 years. Signed by Commissioner Jeff Benton, Commissioner Barb Lewis, Commissioner Gary Merrill. With that, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
No, thank you very much.
Commissioner Benton?
Yeah, again, congratulations, 51 years now of just great work on your client's behalf. That's to be commended. Hard to believe it's been 51 years.
I know, right?
And I've toured the facility. You do just great stuff. And I know we've helped a little bit in the past with some of your expansion plans and programs. So glad that we're able to do that. But again, it's nice to pause and reflect and on the many successes and good work that you've done. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't do it last year because of COVID, but
Right.
As we get back on track, and what an important service is provided by Alpha and helping those who need extra help And I commend you and your staff and everybody involved in Alpha for the work that they do. And thank you very much. And we, again, as Commissioner Benton, we look forward to the next 50 years. And with that, we'd like to get a photo.
Would you like to vote
We
first?
do. We should vote first.
Vote on
Keeps us
motion,
honest.
vote on motion 21-741. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
All right. With that, let's get the photo. You want to get the photo? Did you get a photo with your camera? Yes. What's the date to take? Oh, sure, yeah. Photo.
That'd be great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Let's proceed.
Resolution number 21-742, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-742. Mr. Merrill?
You would, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but I think you weren't going to add very much to that.
I have nothing to add.
So, if you want to add anything. So,
These are, Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer, these are routine utility permits recommending approval.
okay. And I vote yes.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-743, in the matter of approving owner's agreement for Olentangy Falls East, Section 5, and Mcnamara Drive Extension Trails End.
So moved.
I second, discussion.
These are our standard owner's agreements for street and stormwater improvements. Olentangy Falls located off of Hyatt's Road. This phase includes 32 single-family lots. And then the, excuse me, Mcnamara Drive extension is a emergency connection to Home Road from Trails End. So that will be constructed here very shortly.
Okay. What is the main road into Olentangy Falls East named?
Benton Drive, if I'm not mistaken.
I see that road, it was, every time I see that sign, I think of you.
And I have no inkling of how that was named, so
I think it's a great name,
I agree.
for what it's worth.
So with that tidbit of information, call for the vote.
Vote on motion 21-743. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-744, in the matter of approving a contribution agreement with the City of Columbus for improvements to the intersection of East Powell Road and Lyra Drive.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
You'll recall we've had a number of different agreements with the city relating to this project. This agreement will provide for the final $200,000 contribution towards the project. You've already approved $200,000. Previously, we had committed to up to $400,000 towards this project, and so that's basically what this agreement involves.
Yeah, this is an interesting project, I guess, as we connect Lyra Drive and Powell Road and provide a second main entrance, if you want to call it that, into the Polaris area from the north. So I think it's good. You know what I'm going to ask. What's the timeline on this thing? Do you have an estimate at this point?
Yes, my understanding is the city intends to go to bid on this project probably late this fall or winter. We are still working on the purchase of right-of-way pursuant to a previous agreement you've approved. And so we still have several more parcels we need to close for that to happen. But my understanding is they're looking to get to this as quickly as possible once the right-of-way is secured.
So could it be next spring? Roundabout will be done?
I think it's very likely the road would be open by probably late next summer, realistically, and that's probably dependent on utility relocation as well as weather, obviously. But I think it's very possible you'll see some work happening late this winter.
And the Powell Road work is largely done. Traffic's been reopened and for the work done on Powell Road in that area.
Yes, it has. The bulk of the work is done. We are finishing up kind of the last the last bits of that project. We'll have the final surface course of asphalt on the road as soon as weather allows. We've gotten a good bit of rain over the last week or so, which has interfered with that, but it should turn out really nice. We've already gotten some compliments on the road. We've upgraded the drainage systems, and I think it'll turn out really nice.
Comments from the neighbors, or?
We have, yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. Any other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-744. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-745, in the matter of approving the reconveyance and dedication of county real property for county highway purposes.
So moved.
Motion, I second it. Discussion?
This resolution would dedicate the right-of-way for Bixby Parkway, which is what we're calling the extension of Glen Road north from 36 up to 521 through the Bixby campus property. Schedule for that project, we have right-of-way offers, or offers to purchase the right-of-way, I should say, out, or very shortly will be out to the affected property owners, and we'll be working with them through the rest of the summer into the fall. And then my hope is we'll be able to get a bid on this very early next year.
So construction done next year, you think?
Construction most likely starting next summer. We're still kind of working on how we're going to phase the construction. I think most likely we'll start at the north end, work to the south. We still have a good bit of work to do at 36. But more than likely, you'll see work starting early next summer on the campus property for the road, and then probably finishing up the road in 2023.
How many acres, do you know how many acres we're dedicating as part of this project from the Bixby campus?
Well, give me just a second here, and I can tell you.
8.2765?
Oh, you found it? Yeah, there's a lot of legal descriptions in there.
Yeah, so the net is 8.07 acres. There's some existing right-of-way that's already in easement for State Route 521 and Bowtown Road, so a net of 8 acres.
Okay. Yeah, this will be an important project. Good to have it moving along.
Other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-745. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-746, in the matter of approving an in lieu fee program credit purchase agreement for Bixby Parkway.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
This resolution involves the Bixby Parkway permitting for the stream crossing just north of Route 36. We will be constructing a new culvert on that stream. The impacts of that have to be mitigated for the Corps of Engineers federal permit. And so basically this program allows for that, resulting in about a $41,600 contribution to the Stream and Wetland Foundation, who will basically construct a project that will preserve some wetlands and streams in the same watershed.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-746. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-747, in the matter of establishing maintenance bond for the Pines Section 2 and the Pines Section 3, and approving return of construction security to the owner.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
The Pines, Section 2 and 3, those streets were constructed last year. They were just completed. They were started last year, just completed a little while ago. This action would place those new streets on a one-year developer maintenance period. These two phases account for 89 single-family lots, so MI has had a very successful subdivision with the Pines, and so we've seen that as evidenced by some larger phases. It used to be, for a while there, we saw phases in the 20 to 30 lot range. Phase 3 alone was 50 lots, and so that's a good indicator of how healthy the market is, as well as the financing ability for the developers.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-747. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-748, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for Davenport Bond View, Lot 601, Division Number 1.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is an existing lot located along Old 3C, right across from Genoa Middle School. My understanding is this basically replats the lot into a final configuration for a building lot. I don't know a whole lot more detail than that, but that's my understanding.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-748, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Resolution number 21-749, in the matter of approving a charitable agency committee for the charitable agency support policy.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. We have before you that every 2 years we have to put together a committee with representatives from different elected officials' offices. On, I think it was Wednesday, we sent out the application invitation to local charities to participate, and these are the individuals who will be serving on the committee. So we recommend your approval.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-749, Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 21-750, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds, establishing new funds, new organizational keys, and approving supplemental appropriations.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Karen First, Fiscal Manager. The first item on the resolution is the transfer of funds, and that represents the second quarter of the casino revenue that was distributed to the county, and it is 27% higher than the first quarter of this year. So it continues to grow. We'll see what happens. And then the new fund, a new organization key, is for the 2 new debt service funds for the ditch projects we're getting ready to close on at the end of this month. And then the majority of the supplemental appropriations are for the auditor to post the auditor and treasurer fees for the special assessment collections. And the last item of the supplemental is for, again, for the ditch bonds, we have to pay the attorney, so. that's what we-
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 21-750, Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Mr. Fromm.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator. Just wanted to update you. Last Thursday, I met with Gil Bain, our CMAR for the Bixby campus, also M&A Architects, and we kind of walked through the plans and with their estimating team and pre-construction team. The current plan is by the end of this month, they're going to have GMP prepared. The initial GMP, they're engaging subcontractors, on the components of the project, and also a value engineering list as well. So towards the end of this month, I think we'll be starting to gather that information as we can, make the changes and look to lock in that guaranteed maximum price probably a month or two after that. So it was a good meeting. I think that they've already started to see some things, and the market has changed, and the way they construct things is different now, based on traditional methods. So just want to give you that update.
Thank you. Is there anything else? I'm going to let you go over Commissioner Lewis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We had our MORPC meeting. I attended in person for the first time in a year and a half. And interestingly, there were about half the people were still remote, and the other half came to the meeting. Anyway, and then we had the Benefit in the Barn. Commissioner Merrill and I both attended Saturday evening for the to benefit the Hunger Alliance. It was at Garmar Farms, Gary Davis's farm out on Dublin Road. And very well attended, beautiful evening, just a great farm. They're very, they farm 4,000 acres. I mean, just a very active farm family doing a lot of good things. So appreciate them hosting it. And then the big news from Friday, I think it was, we got the census information released. And Delaware County is officially over 200,000. 214,124 official. We're the fastest growing county in the state. Interestingly, we're the 85th fastest growing county in the country. So we used to be between 10 and 20, and now we're because we're getting bigger, it's hard to maintain the percentage growth. There were a lot of interesting things from the census. 2/3 of the counties in Ohio shrank, during the 10-year period, which I find interesting because, we grew so rapidly, and yet 2/3 of the Ohio counties were shrinking. Delaware County even had 4 townships that shrank up in the northern part of the county, and the village of Ashley actually shrank as well. So interesting dynamics even within Delaware County. Sunbury is officially a city. They had over 6,000 in their official census numbers. And the fastest growing jurisdiction, municipality in the county was the city of Columbus. And it actually a little more than doubled its population from about 7,000 to about 14,000. So anyway, some interesting observations, and that'll drive a lot of things as we go forward in terms of allocations and funding and so on. So that's all I got.
Well, I was going to mention the census. He mentioned most of the things I have on my list here, so I'll just...
It is very interesting. Now we're going to redistricting, which is going to be...
Yeah, which would be very interesting. We went up 22.9%, from 174, 214 to 214, 124. So roughly a 40,000 increase. And
when I was a kid, the whole county's population was 40,000.
Yeah.
And
now that was the increase for the 10-year period. So the county's growing, and I think we've done a good job of trying to maintain intelligent growth, and we need to continue that. Commissioner Benton mentioned Delaware City. Sunbury, that's a big deal for Sunbury. They were up 50.7% for the decade, from 4,389 to 6,614. So they will be able to become a city, and I know they're looking forward to that. They've done a lot of work on that, and frankly, I've invited them to come to session at some point at their convenience to kind of make a statement about how they feel about that and what their plans are. So perhaps sometime in the near future we will see them here. And as Commissioner Benton alluded to, 2/3 of the counties in the state lost population, but Central Ohio was responsible for 90% of the growth in the state, which I think was a little bit over 200,000, as I recall. So that meant 180,000 of that 200 or so was from Central Ohio. So it's good that we now have this finally done. It's a little late in coming, but there's reasons for that, some political, unfortunately. And with that, I think we do have need for executive session.
We do. Resolution number 21-751, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, employment, and compensation of a public employee or public official, to consider the purchase of property for public purpose, to consider the sale of property at competitive bidding, for pending or imminent litigation, and for collective bargaining.
So moved.
And I'll second it. Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 21-751. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
With that, we're in executive session.